Shareholder activism is on the rise in India. Even if experts say this phenomenon is in a nascent stage, a host of factors may have given rise to it. There have been a number of instances where shareholders have challenged promoters and management. It's becoming increasingly clear that Indian promoters can no longer take their shareholders for granted. So, let's examine some recent shareholder activism campaigns and their impact on India Inc. Most recently, shareholders voted down Siddhartha Lal's reappointment as Eicher Motors Limited's managing director. Citing unnamed sources, a financial daily reported that the shareholders were against a proposal to hike Lal's salary by 10% as it outpaced the revenue and profit growth clocked by the firm last year amid the COVID pandemic. Furthermore, shareholders reportedly questioned the rationale behind increasing his salary by 10% in FY21, even as the median employee salary had inched up by just 1%. In August 2021, an overwhelming number of Vedanta's public shareholders voted against a resolution to reappoint UK Sinha on its board. UK Sinha is a former chairman of the Securities and Exchange Board of India. The resolution was still passed on the back of promoter support. However, it underscored the extent of emphasis institutional investors are placing on corporate governance and transparency. Citing unnamed sources, a national business daily reported that institutional investors were not happy with Sinha as he had failed to oppose the low floor price that the Vedanta board approved during the delisting offer this year. In June 2021, a governance watchdog said that the proposal by a clutch of investors, led by Carlyle Group, to infuse 4,000 crore rupees in PNB Housing Finance was against the interest of public shareholders, the parent company Punjab National Bank, and the government. Previously, PNB Housing's board had approved preferential allotment of 3,200 crore rupees worth of shares and 800 crore rupees worth of warrants to Carlyle, Aditya Puri's family investment vehicle Salisbury Investments, General Atlantic, and Alpha Investments at Rs 390 apiece. Puri is an advisor at the Carlyle Group, and before that he was the managing director of HDFC Bank. However, Stakeholders Empowerment Services, the watchdog in question, recommended that PNB Housing's public shareholders cast votes against the resolution on preferential allotment. Subsequently, SEBI directed the company to halt preferential allotment of shares unless the valuation was done by an independent valuer. The mortgage lender then moved the Securities Appellate Tribunal, or SAT, challenging the regulator's directive. The Appellate Tribunal allowed the company to conduct its scheduled extraordinary general meeting, but with the caveat that the outcome of the vote would not be disclosed. Subsequently, SEBI wrote another letter to the company questioning its corporate governance practices and role of independent directors. Then, in August of 2021, the SAT gave a split verdict in the appeal filed by PNB Housing Finance against the market regulator's directive. Now, the parties involved may approach the Supreme Court. In 2018, Deepak Parekh was reappointed as a non-executive director on the board of India's largest mortgage lender, HDFC. But nearly 23% of the shareholders voted against his continuation. It was shocking that Parekh, the doyen of Indian private sector banking, was almost ousted from the board of the very company that he had nurtured for decades. So, why was Parekh targeted? According to reports, two global proxy advisory firms recommended for Parekh to be voted out. They had reportedly raised concerns over his directorship and the independence of the company's board. It is possible that many shareholders, including major foreign funds, voted in accordance with these advisories. On a successful note, also in 2018, investors in Fortis Healthcare, the country's second biggest hospital chain, teamed up to oust one of the company's board members over poor corporate governance. Nascent or not, growing shareholder activism will only improve the health of Indian markets and safeguard investor wealth.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.